Hello beautiful people and welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Cole. I love makeup and colour, and today we're going to be doing a full face of luxury beauty. Now when I say luxury, I mean in brands like Givenchy, Lancome, McGrath, Charlotte Tilbury, Hourglass, things like that. Today I just thought I saw somebody do it and it looked fun and I wanted to do it too. So I have prepped my skin with the Glossier Future Dew Oil Serum Hybrid. Wouldn't necessarily class as a luxury, I would say it's more high end, but yeah. And then we're going to prime with the Unreal Sheer Glow Tint from Charlotte Tilbury. This is a stick product. This is the shade number 2. This one is basically the Hollywood Flawless filter in stick form. So we're just going to prime our skin with this. I do really like this product. I think I did expect it to be a foundation, so initially I was a little bit disappointed. However, once I kind of understood it a little better, I actually really enjoy it. It's got a little bit less coverage than the Flawless Filter Liquid, which I really enjoy. I just think it sits beautifully under foundation, and it is one that I do wear on its own on kind of particularly hot days. I just put a sunscreen on and then a little bit of this over the top just to give me that tiny touch of coverage and to kind of help more than anything my concealer blend in. As you can see, it looks really, really beautiful, just really radiant and lovely. Okay, I have got my eyeshadow primer on already. Unfortunately, I do not own a luxury eyeshadow primer because I just don't. So I've got the Beauty Bay one on, but we are going to be using today the Charlotte Tilbury 9-pan quad in 9-pan quad? 9-pan palette in Denim Dimension. I personally really enjoy this quad. I was really excited to see these released. I know some people were kind of disappointed, but I love the fact that Charlotte Tilbury's kind of branched into a bit more colour. I always really enjoyed her eyeshadow formula, but for me the colours just weren't right. So we are going to take this middle shade here. This is a matte silk. They don't have names, they just kind of give you the formulas. We're just going to take a nice fluffy brush with this one. I'm just going to start by putting this through the crease. Now don't get me wrong, these are not indie eyeshadows. They're not the brightest eyeshadows in the world. They're not the most kind of vibrant out there colours, but I think if you are a fan of luxury beauty and you do want to try some kind of colourful things, I really like these palettes. I really like the look of the green one and the pink one as well, but for now this is the only one that I do own. And it is a Charlotte Tilbury eyeshadow, so it does blend really beautifully. I know a lot of people were kind of disappointed by the packaging of these ones, but I personally, I like the fact you can see through them, because if you do have multiple, you're not going to kind of struggle to find the one you want. The only thing for me I think that would improve this palette, I wish there was kind of more of like a pastel-y blue transition shade, because matte wise we've got the kind of brighter blue, we've got the very deep navy, and then we've got this kind of mid-tone blue. But for me, I do love a kind of pastel to blend out my colourful shadows. But like I said, I think if you're like not normally a colourful eyeshadow person, I feel like the shades that are in here will be enough, if that makes sense. Okay, I'm just going to wipe off that brush and we're going to stick with this same one. We're going to go in with shade number 6 and we're going to use this to blend out shade number 5 and just make it a little bit brighter and just pop a little bit more. And then I'm going to take a smaller brush. What would really help is if I could find the one I wanted, and also if I'd wash my brushes, let's face it. I feel like for me, this is where luxury eyeshadows really shine, when they're like very deep and vibrant. I think for me a lot of luxury shadows are too subtle in pigment, whereas I want that kind of high impact pigment, so I really like these. We're going to go back in with shade number 5 and we're just going to use that to diffuse out those edges a little bit. Make sure there's nothing too harsh. Okay, now luxury shimmers can be so disappointing. This palette, no, not disappointing at all. These shades are gorgeous, really sparkly, kind of like, they're very kind of indie coded. I mean, look how beautiful, especially that middle one there is. They are really stunning shimmers, and unlike any other kind of very luxury shimmer formula I've ever tried, swatched. I'm just going to take a little flat brush and we are going to start with this middle shade here, which is number 8, Crystal Pop. What do I want to do? Number 7, Crystal Chrome. Oh, yeah. Okay, so let's do Crystal Chrome first, which is this one here. And we're going to pop this right next to that navy blue. Now bear in mind I've got nothing extra on my lids here other than the eyeshadow primer. And then we are going to go in with number 8. Just gonna brush away the fallout. Right. Okay, I'm not going to do my inner corner yet because I want to do my foundation first. For foundation, I've got the Givenchy Prisma Libra Glow Foundation. This is a new one. I really love the original. Prisma Libra, so I am enjoying this one currently as well. This is the shade 0.5C, which may be a little light because I do currently have somewhat of a tan. And I'm just applying this with my fine foundation brush. Not that you would know we'd cut some sun in the UK because it's gone back to being gross. But what can you do? This is the way. This is just the way it is. I'm just gonna go over this with a sponge. Right, okay, we are going to use one of my favourite luxury concealers. This is the Lancome Natural Skin Glow Serum Concealer. I really love this one. Okay, and then I don't have a very luxury powder, so we're just going to use my Laura Mercier translucent setting powder. I've thought about trying the Givenchy one, but in all honesty, I don't use setting powder enough to warrant purchasing one that's like 60 quid, to be honest. So I'm just setting under my eyes and in between my brows. Okay, I'm going to use my Makeup by Mario brow blade. Again, not the most luxury product in the world. Right, okie dokie, a little bit of cream contour. This is the Charlotte Tilbury Hollywood contour wand. I've tried so many dupes for this product, which I do really like, but for me this one is just the best there is. Just if you're curious, mine is in the shade Fair Medium. I've put too much of that on. Okay, good job, Cole. That is not a vibe. Let's just take our foundation brush. Okay, and then for cream blush, I've got the Unreal Liquid Blush from Hourglass. This is the shade Whim. That's what she looks like. I love this packaging of this blush because there's a little like dropper that you press to release the product so that I can never press it with my bloody nails. Legs a perfectly normal place to put your liquid blush out, is it not? Now these are super duper duper pigmented. You only need the tiniest amount. And that's coming from me, who is blush blind, to say the least. Okay, and then over the top, we're going to go in with the Ambient Lighting Blush in Incandescent Electra from Hourglass. I absolutely love these blushes. But they are insanely expensive. Definitely not something you need, but there really isn't anything like them. Okay, we are going to go back in with our palette, and on a little pencil brush we're going to take shade number 3, which is a Diamond Dimension shade. This is probably my favourite shade in the entire palette. It's like a beautiful topper, absolutely stunning, sparkly gloriousness, basically. I am going to go over that in the inner corner with number 2, which is described as a molten satin. That's that middle shade we swatched before that's kind of very, very pigmented. So we're just going to go over that in the inner corner. I just wanted to do the 3rd shade first, so we've got that kind of slight pop of blue in there. I mean, look at that. Look at that. Right, okay. We are going to do under the eye. I'm just going to take a very, very small fluffy brush, which does happen to already have some blue on. And we're going to take that shade number 6, so like that brightest blue. And then I'm just going to use some of the Luminous Silk bronzing powder from Giorgio Armani, just to bronze up the face. I love this bronzer. And to be fair, like, it might be expensive, but the pan is huge. This is 18 grams. So let me just say, not going to find me panning this one anytime soon. Right, okay, I'm going to pop a half lash on. These are just the fine half lashes. Do luxury brands even make eyelashes? I don't think so. I can't say I've ever seen them. So we're just going to pop these on because I like these lashes. Right, okay, that's the lashes on. We're just going to give those a minute to dry. I have got a little bit of the new Love Shine Plumping Lip Oil Gloss in number 9 on my lips, but we're going to go in now with Charlotte Tilbury 90s Pink Lip Liner. Really do like the Charlotte Tilbury lip liner formula. They're kind of just firm enough that they're long lasting, but at the same time they're not like super dry. I'm going to go in with a Nude Venus from Ms. Pat McGrath. This lipstick is one of my all-time favourite nudes. And then one of my favourite glosses ever, this is Dior Lip Maximizer in number 12. I think that is the shade Rosewood. I think this might be packaging from a couple of times ago. I don't know. I feel like they repackage these lip glosses like literally every 5 minutes. But I love them. They very much deserve the hype. And then for lashes, we're going to do Charlotte Tilbury Pillow Talk Push-Up Lashes. This mascara looks beautiful. Unfortunately for me and my super duper watery eyes, it's not the best at lasting, but it does look really nice. And I think if you don't have just ridiculous watery eyes, you'll probably really like this. It doesn't flake or smudge for me. It just runs, unfortunately. I've also tried like a million mascaras and very few don't run on me, so I'm not going to say this is a bad one because I don't believe that. And this is the finished look. I'd love to know what you guys think. I really love the way this has turned out. This eyeshadow palette is so lovely. Is it kind of indie standard? No, but is it way above what I expect from a high-end eyeshadow palette? Yes. The skin looks amazing, as it always does when I use these products, and I love the lip completely. Let me know in the comments, did you enjoy this video? Do you love any of these products? Do you dislike any of these products? Let me know all in the comments down below. If you did enjoy this video, don't forget to give it a thumbs up. If you'd like to see more from me, hit subscribe, and if you want to make sure you never miss another video, hit the bell icon and YouTube will notify you next time I post. You've been fabulous, I've been Cole the Ball, and I'll see you next time. Bye!